Mr. President Upasi, ladies and gentlemen, namaskaram. Thank you for, sorry, let me, okay. We've been told, and Kurush just reminded us, that in many countries, tea is the most popular drink. Tea is the second most popular drink after water. Water is, yeah. In Iran, tea is the most popular drink, period. We drink it literally from the cradle to the grave. The first after mother's milk, when the child is given water, is with a little candy to sweeten it, and a very small touch of milk. Possibly because we didn't have gripe water, and that's what put the baby to sleep. I don't know. The scientists will have to tell us. It's a traditional market of 90 million tea drinkers. And yes, sir, we drink 2 kilos per head, confirming what you said this morning. It is changing with the trends, but I think in a very limited way, because it was already trendy to begin with. It's not only just a thirst quencher, and most of Iran is arid. We drink it without milk, and therefore we can drink many, many, many cups or istikans or glasses of it. It's a social, total social, cultural taste, everything going together. And as they say, is the best cooling drink in summer, is the best warming drink in winter. I'll take a minute to go back to Kurush's cultural roots and mine, our shared cultural roots, and the influx and the cross-cultural relationship between Iran and India, overland to the north, and possibly by sea to the south, because I just realized that ceremony which is very common in Iran is also common in Kerala. I'll jump to that ceremony. When a boy's family goes to the girl's family's house to see the girl or meet the family, the girl is not just into, hey, this is my daughter. No, no. She walks in with a tray of tea. And I believe it's the same in Kerala. The influence of the cross-cultural influence, I think it was Maulana's parrot, naughty parrot, which was called Bak-Bak. There's no Bak-Bak in Farsi. But if I talk too much, my friend will tell me, Bak-Bak mat karo. The influence and what has been given, I'm glad, to India by generation upon generation over 1,000 years is a classic example, our hosts today, Tatars. And others over the centuries, they are more in the picture today. Also, I've been told, and possibly correct, that a Parsi gentleman in Pune started the first sparkling drink factory before Coca-Cola. He beat Coca-Cola to it. And I haven't been to Pune, Kurush. It's still called Gazdar, that square of Gazdar in Pune. Anyone from Pune? No. Tea is very much part of our life. It's not just you can't replace it with coffee. I'm sorry, I do apologize. I'll come to that, but it's just there. It's there, it's part of our life. But strangely, our tea houses are called kahve khane. And even today, if you've got a tea room in your office, you'll say, from the kahve khane, get me a glass of tea. Maybe we were drinking coffee before we drank tea, because it was close by in a country in the region. As I mentioned, it's consumed without milk, and therefore we consume lots and lots of it. And old and young, everyone, when tea is being served, the first person to pick up a cup will be the 3-year-old, and of course, because of the lots of the sugar cubes that the 3-year-old can pick up with it, and imitate the parents of putting the sugar cube between the teeth and then drinking tea on top of it, which probably makes sense. The flavoring of the tea goes in with the sugar. They're not pre-mixed. Traditional chai khanes are the hubs of communities. In the smaller towns and the villages, the villager in the morning, he used to come, I mean, now it's all SUVs, but in the old times he would come to town, probably on his motorcycle, possibly on his animal transportation, sell his milk or cheese of the day, and then they would all gather in the qahwa khune there, drinking endless cups of tea with possibly hubble bubble. In winter, then again, there's even more because the families get together, and as I said, it's a cultural event for the entire family. When we started importing tea from India, North India, quality was recognized by the tip. And Iran was possibly the only, it wasn't the only country that paid price for golden tips. The other country, and probably none of us over here will, have seen those days. Before Ireland went CTC, Ireland used to buy tippy tea. And during off-season, we often had, okay, I'm short of tea, okay, I've got an excess, how much? You know, pass 100 chess, 1,000 chess, this way, that way. It was the same Assam tippy tea. Again, cities in Iran, sorry, I haven't changed my slides. This is my introduction slide. The monument you see at the bottom is from Yazd, not very far from Chak, where I need to take Yazdi for pilgrimage, also hopefully Kurush. On top, we've got the two mosques from Isfahan, the Shah Mosque and the Lutfullah Mosque. What is very special about these chambers is the acoustics. This was hundreds of years before we had electricity and microphones. And tourists can go there and clap and see the acoustics of the place. Different cities had different, and each city had its own. The Assam tipi, the Yazd, typically again, my hometown was for tipi GFOPs. And again, in Yazd, something that over and above being tipi got you extra marks was what we called zar sarkhod, the leaf and the tip which are made, which become one. That is a sign that it's not blanketed tips. The tips came with the tea. Isfahan and Tabriz are typically shekaste, the GFOP is called qalam in Iran. Qalam, literally the pen, so because it's thin, long. Isfahan and Tabriz were typically shikeste, which means broken, but it's not FBOP, it's TGFOP. For us, shikeste is TGFOP. Then we come to the Nimriz and Baruti. Baruti is GFBOP. Nimriz is a little larger than GFBOP, and that is the most consumed. But today, those boundaries no longer matter. In Yazd, probably 10, 15 years ago, I came across a shop. We still have a lot of shops selling loose tea. Came across a shopkeeper selling CTC, at best a BOP, no longer, with Qalam, GFOP, a mix. I said, hey, how do you manage? He said, it's my best seller. Probably the Qalam adds the character and CTC gives the strength. We have brands in Iran, many brands. Some local, some even local to the village, but probably no longer to the village, but certainly to the town. And some with just my grandfather's photograph on it. Hey, who's this? Is this Colonel Sanders? No, it's my grandfather. Literally, we've had those cases. But then some very national brands, major brands, and mostly Iranian, 100% Iranian, but we also have a couple of Iranian branches of foreign brands. Import of packet tea is no longer allowed. It has to be a packaging of no less than 10 kilos. So, but it's all packed in Iran. And it's for a long, long time, the most popular, the maximum sale was a blend of Iranian and Assam teas. Assam is a national blender with Iran, Iranian tea. With due apologies to my friends from Colombo, Ceylon does not blend with Iran tea. And I think a company of the person sitting on your right found out to their kudos. You did that. You remember that exercise, blending Iranian with Ceylons. Anyway. But with Assam, it was a national, and most of the packet, a large percentage was a packet with 50-50, 60-40 Iranian and Assams. Until just a couple of years ago, and I'll come to Iranian tea in a minute, the import formula was, if you were importing without blending, you had to buy so much Iranian tea. If you blended, you bought so much less. And the Iranian tea was at an inflated price, probably more than you've paid for your Assam. But everyone was happy, and that's what kept the Iranian industry going. It really can't meet, it couldn't have survived without that support. The pictures we have here, top is our Tipi GFOP or Qalam, and the Samawar. Samawar is very traditional in Iran. I don't know whether we got it from Russia or we gave it to Russia. Did we give it to you? Or we got it from you? Oh, we gave it to you, thank you. Sorry, smell the coffee? You walk into a house which is still using the traditional samawar, and you can smell the tea. Trust me, you smell the tea, and not just a flavor. Tea, you smell the tea. And then, of course, if it's brewed inside the room on a heater, then it also, the moisture it gives out with it. The samawar you see is the typical way of brewing tea. The water is boiled inside the samawar, and you brew the tea, you put it on the samawar. And trust me, we can leave it for hours and hours. And people from Isfahan, including his mother, would leave it for the whole day. But it's tea. We drink it. The old man picture on the bottom is a typical qahwa khane. He's not only got his tea there and his hubble bubble, he's also got his lunch there, which is the green pot. And that is a soup, that is a goulash, goulash we will call a soup with meat and a tomato and potatoes. And that soup is cooked on a flat, big pot, dekchi, not dekchi, big pot, flat, filled with water, and put on and the steaming water cooks it. Generally, the lid will be there so that it becomes an earthen pressure cooker. The bread you see there is one of the breads that we get in Iran, the sangak. Sang means stone, and it's literally baked on stone. The oven is a flat oven with pebbles on it, heated, and the bread is baked there. Abroad, we've got the same bread baked in steel ovens, which have been made to look like, which gives it that stone effect. And then of course loose tea. We have packaged, but we still have loose tea in Iran. Every bazaar, particularly an old bazaar, every city will have shops selling loose tea. And the trust and confidence is there that you are buying what he says he's got. There are two istakans there. There's one with the traditional sugar cube, which, as I said, you hold between your teeth and drink on it. And the istakan is the typical kamar barik, thin waist. You know, it's got a shape like a thin waist. And the other istakan is with the nabat or qand or misri in India. CTC and flavored teas. Sorry, going back a minute, then of course we had, no, I don't know. CTC and flavorings. One, CTC blended, CTC first came, Assam CTC was used as 10% or plus minus to boost an orthodox blend. Other origins, particularly East Africa and South Indians, are self-drinkers. South Indians, a lot used to come in, and there's still room for a lot of improvement. Our CTC, like our orthodox tasting, is with the eyes, so it must be blackish or danedar. And even in Mombasa auctions, I don't know if it's the same, East of Rift, Iran buys the darkish East of Rift. Iran, and apparently I'm told South Africa, I don't know if it's the same. Maybe Nadeem can confirm. Or talking of East of Rift CTCs in Mombasa, Iran and South Africa used to buy the black, it had to have a blackish CTC rather than a reddish. We taste with our eyes. Flavored teas started in Iran, mint tea with cinnamon, with cardamom. It's nothing new in Iran. It's been there, and again by areas, you know, some areas drink more milk, mint tea, cardamom tea, cinnamon. Cinnamon has been very popular all along. Cinnamon, in the old days, the barber shops served you cinnamon tea. So after shaving your head, they gave you an istakan of cinnamon tea, possibly so that you don't catch a cold. Even today, cinnamon is used to treat colds, and which is called chaye darchin. And the expression is, if you turn up with a fresh haircut, your friend will ask you, have you drunk Darjeeling tea? That means, have you been to the barber? It's a traditional, we've got traditions with tea. It's part and parcel of our life. Whether, sorry, is that my time finishing? Oh, good Lord. Purush, I told you not more. Sorry. Yeah, I'm wrapping up. I told you I'll use my mobile. The past and current and future trends. The chai khane has been replaced by cafes, but it's still the same tea that's being drunk there, trust me. Yes, it's now trendy to have a cafe latte or something instead of a cup of tea outside, but at home the drink is still tea, and endless cups of tea. And then the chai khane has been also replaced by malls. We've got very fashionable malls in Tehran particularly and elsewhere. And that is one of the malls of Tehran. The bottom bright picture with the red, that is the Kochi, which is the old, in winter, we didn't have central heating. Under the Kochi is a small, and holding charcoal, which heats, and on top is a square wooden bed, literally low bed. The family sits around it, and then there's that huge big quilt. The family sits around it with the quilt and keep warm, and at night they will even just sleep under the same quilt in that way. It's very traditional on the night of 20th of December. What is equinox? It's not equinox, whatever it is. To sit there, and pomegranate has to be consumed. Pomegranate is consumed, is mostly in the winter, but it is all season. And particularly on that 20th December, you have to sit and have lots of pomegranate. Iran tea production, I'm sorry, I have skipped. Iran produces tea. Is low, yield is low. We have 3 pluckings, not 3 flushes, 3 pluckings. So you pluck a bush, you probably don't pluck 2 and a leaf, 2 and a bud, you'll probably put 4 in a bud, and then you come back after 2 months, 3 months. We get 3 pluckings a year. This year, we are still not sure whether or not we'll have a proper 3rd plucking. It's all bought leaf, so that, the fellow has to go on the leaf is on the back of his pickup, and he goes from factory to factory until it is bought. You being tea producers will know the importance of, that's all. Spring production is good. Iran's spring production is good, very valued, and it doesn't leave Gilan. It stays within Gilan. Very little of it will come out of Gilan. Thank you very much. I apologize to everyone for taking more than time that was allocated to me. I wanted to keep my watch. I was told that alarm would go, but, and I'm sorry I didn't see the Kurush. Do you have any questions? Thank you.